All right. Welcome to Trolls Toys. Let's get into it and see what we have today. Figure reviews, toy hunts, etc. All right. YouTube Trolls Toys back with another video. Welcome to episode 8 of Trolls Treasures, trying a new name, formerly known as this week's toy haul. And we're starting out strong. We got Casey Jones as a Phantom of the Opera from Best Buy in Marlborough, Massachusetts for 12 bucks. Much better than 37. I was happy to add Casey to my TMNT Universal Monsters display. Coming in from Ollie's Bargain Outlet in Seekonk, Massachusetts, we got Braun Breaker Series 114 WWE. 13 bucks. Way better than 23. And they had 3 different choices. Braun's by far the most popular, I would say. But we also got Ilya Dragunov. He comes with the NXT title. 13 bucks. So I thought that was a good pickup. And we got one half of DIY. Tommaso Ciampa. Series 114. Also from Ollie's. Seekonk, Massachusetts. 13 bucks. These are only 3 choices they had, so I figured I'd pick all 3 of them up. I did stop by Ollie's in Worcester, Massachusetts, but no WWE there. I went back to the Yankee Flea Market again in Palmer, Massachusetts, and was able to find Dustin Rhodes, formerly known as Gold Dust, or Seven, or the Natural Dustin Rhodes, or Dustin Runnels. But obviously the older brother of the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and the youngest son of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, so we would add him with Cody and Dusty. And we got him for 10 bucks at the Yankee Flea Market in Palmer. Also from Yankee Flea, same price, 10 bucks, same vendor. We got Miro, formerly known as Rusev. Same vendor, same price, 10 bucks, Yankee Flea. We got Kenny Omega in his street clothes, coming with a sweet title. So, and shades. Thought that was not a bad deal. I know some of you have been finding him at Ross for 4 bucks. There is not a Ross around me anywhere, so. But we still got it. Same vendor as the wrestlers. I am not into Pops, but I do like Ghostbusters, and I do have the Hasbro Ghostbusters and the Play School Stay Puff and the Ecto-1 smaller scale Hasbro. So I thought it'd be cool to add Slimer, and I thought this Pop Slimer for 5 bucks from that same vendor with the wrestlers would be a nice addition. And he's filling his face full of fucking hot dogs. I find it hilarious. Continuing on with the Yankee Flea Market pickups is this Mr. Beast. I think it's the tiger, or maybe it's the panther. I don't know. But it obviously has got to be made by the same people who made this guy that I found at Savers for 5 bucks. If I can turn him on, I'm shambling. So a couple of weeks back, we had found this sort of alligator guy and this shark guy that obviously got to be made by this same company, Moose Toys, that makes the Mr. Beast one. So I figured I would add the Mr. Beast one to go with my other 2 that I have. I just find these guys pretty wild looking. Continuing with pickups from the Yankee Flea Market, and it's escaping me now. I think this is like Frontal Assault or something, but this is G.I. Joe. This is Duke, and he was 5 bucks from the Yankee Flea Market. So I was like, I think I gotta get him, and I don't know if I can get his face mask up or not. I don't want to break it at the moment, but yeah, this is Duke from G.I. Joe for 5 bucks. And that same vendor had Storm Shadow from this same line, which I'm not familiar with, for that same price. No, Storm Shadow was 4 bucks. Duke was 5 bucks. I don't know why one's $1 more than the other, but I couldn't help but add these 2 Joes. No Joe left behind, or Cobra for that matter. Carrying on from the Yankee Flea Market, we got 1998 Jakks Pacific Draws for 5 bucks. And then if you watched last week's Trolls Treasures, you know I'm in the Fisher-Price Rescue Heroes game now. So we got two packs from the Yankee Flea Market. Each of the 2 packs is $4, so we'll open these guys up. So in the first 2-pack, looks like we got, I'm assuming, fireman slash policeman. I don't know. It looks like a policeman's badge with a fireman's helmet. I don't know, but he doesn't come with his accoutrements, really. He's missing whatever was on his back. And then we got this guy, which I assume is a diver because he's wearing fins, missing his dive helmet. Like, these are not as complete as the ones I found last week, but the ones I found last week were $4 each, and these are 2 for $4. So this would definitely be the firefighter guy, and once again, it's just the guy. He's missing his sort of accoutrements. Right. And then we got one that's more complete. Yeah, he comes with all of his gear. So yeah, these 4 guys added to the Rescue Heroes collection. Total $8. Coming in from Walmart.com. Right, we got Jeremy Renner in action figure form as Ronan from Hawkeye at a very reasonable price. So I thought he looked pretty badass. I'm not big into Marvel, like I said. I'm just like the way he looks. He's probably gonna serve as maybe an evil adversary in the G.I. Joe world. And then Best Action Katara, also from Walmart.com, $10. She came in, and then I went to a Savers in East Providence the next day and saw her in the package at Savers for $6. And I was like, well, damn. But I didn't expect that to happen, so we had just received her. So we got Katara to go in our Avatar display. You guys know I'm a huge Katara guy, huge Avatar guy. And I went wild during Target Circle Week. If you watch my Action Figure Madness video, that was just part of it. But I bought a lot of stuff that I knew I wasn't going to keep, but I was just going to take and trade at specialty toy stores. So that's what I did. I found some Joes and some McFarlane figures at awesome discounted prices at Targets. I went to 14 Targets over the course of Circle Week. And you could say I'm crazy, and maybe I am, but I like it, right? I've learned I don't necessarily like doing the toy hunt videos as much as I thought. The filming in the stores, I just feel a little awkward. And I just like finding the deals. But anyway, so we took a bunch of the stuff that we found on the cheap and traded it at That's Entertainment in Worcester. And I was able to get this female Steel Brigade from Action Force. So once again, Action Force, I guess you'd call them a competitor of G.I. Joe, but I think they complement each other really well too. So I'm sort of morphing G.I. Joe and Action Force together, so she'll just go in that world. So the only Jada Toys Mega Man series that I had up until the trade at That's Entertainment was Mega Man. And that's, you know, it's maybe as far as I thought I was going to go, but like I said, since I got such great deals at Target Circle Week that I could trade in a bunch of stuff, they had basically the entire line. So we got Hyper Bomb Mega Man, and we got Elect Man, and we got Cut Man, and Fireman, and I'm running out of room, Iceman. So I think that's the whole Mega Man line so far. I only had Mega Man, but using that trade credit from a bunch of the Circle finds and just thinning out the collection of random shit, we picked up the Mega Man figures. Target Circle deals continue. Like I said, I'm not huge into Marvel, but Spider Boy for $25, no thank you. Spider Boy for $13, I'm in. From Walmart, Peg Warmer, Marvel's Whiplash. I wasn't going to pay $25. $12, I'll take him for $12. Target Circle deals continue. Spider Punk. I like the way this figure looks from across the Spider-Verse. Once again, wasn't paying $25, but $8? $8 I'll pay. Same thing with Spider-Man Unlimited. $25, no thank you. 13? Yes, I'll do that. And then Target Circle carrying on and continuing. Retro Card Joes were on sale for $17.50. But then when we applied the Circle deals, we got them down to $15. So I added Duke. Sorry, my camera is shaking all over the place. But I'm trying to get the next one out of the package. And Recondo. and Beachhead. But like I said, I had to comb 14 different targets to find all these because they were all, every target was pretty much wiped out of one thing or another. So, but Duke, Recondo, and Beachhead, $15 each. Carrying on with Target Circle. We got Marvel's Falcon. Once again, not paying $40 a piece for these figures. But I figured at 23 bucks I was in. I'm going to once again use him with G.I. Joe. And we're going to do a future video where we compare Marvel's Falcon to G.I. Joe's Raptor. And then also I picked up Captain America during Circle Week. We got this Sergeant Rock McFarlane Collector Edition. Not 30 bucks, 16 bucks, right? And I think he looks very G.I. Joe-esque. I am not familiar with Sergeant Rock. I basically bought him because he looks Joe-ish. Target Circle coming in big again. We got Booster Gold. We're going to put him in our Avengers display. We're going to steal his flight stand for either Falcon or Raptor. But he was $4.78. So, yeah, and I'm a rookie. I think I said Avengers display. If I did, obviously I meant Justice League display. IG-12 with Grogu, right? He was on clearance at Target for $10.19 after Circle Deals $8.50. Actually, I already had this figure. I picked him up 2 of them, and I traded one of them today. That's entertainment already, right? That's how we got the Mega Mans. And coming in from the Target in southeastern Massachusetts, right? I found Splinter Skull from the crossover between Motu and Ninja Turtles. I did not have a Splinter. I think he's going to be the Splinter that I put up here. Like I said, I don't really care what lines. I just like it if they look cool. And Splinter Skull looks cool. And if I didn't mention it, like I said, he was like 13 bucks. Carrying on with Turtles of Grayskull. I think these are, I don't know what they were, like 12 bucks a piece, something like that. They weren't a lot because they were 19 bucks, 30% off. And then you got either the $5 off of 30 or $10 off of 50. But we got Casey Jones. And we got this badass looking Skeletor Shredder. And then this one, I'm not quite sure why I bought Man-at-Arms, but I did. $12 each after discounts. We got AEW Adam Cole. AEW Matt Jackson. 1/2 of the Young Bucks. AEW Nick Jackson. The other half of the Young Bucks. And Kenny Omega. I'd already had Kenny Omega. I'd bought him at full price. So I actually took my Kenny Omega back. So now we got $12 Kenny Omega. I had the Young Bucks from Ring of Honor. The one of 4,000 from Ringside. But I decided to trade those in now that I got these Young Bucks. I really didn't like the way the Ring of Honor ones looked. I don't care if they're limited editions or not. 15 bucks. We got the last figure we needed for Build-A-Figure Adam Pearce. We'd already found the Bushwhackers and Kevin Owens. So now we got Honorary Uce, Sami Zayn. So stay tuned for Build-A-Figure Adam Pearce in a future video. Once again, carrying on at Target, right? We got 2 number 131 Storm Shadows, 10 bucks each. I traded one of them today, kept the other. Finishing off my prior trade credit I had at That's Entertainment from a week or so ago, we got Black Series, Count Dooku, to add to my villains shelf, obviously. That's Entertainment already had 2 of these Legend Series, Spider-Man Far From Home upgraded suit. He just came out, just saw him hitting shelves in Walmarts after the resets. So I was happy to add him. And he'll obviously go in the Avengers display. And rounding out the rest of my trade credit that I had at That's Entertainment, this is my favorite comic book character ever, by far. This is one of the only comics I did read when I was growing up. This is the Silver Surfer, and it's like his Obsidian Surfer variant where he's got Thor's hammer. I'm going to butcher how you say that. Mjolnir, right? So this is the Obsidian Surfer. From Walmart, we got Last Ronin Michelangelo. I've been waiting on him to come down, but it's 30 bucks. from 35. I've been trying to get him at 25, but I couldn't. So I didn't, his last one. So I figured I was going to pick him up, because if you watched my toy hunting video from a couple weeks ago, I saw last Ronin Leonardo in Ware, Massachusetts, W-A-R-E, for 35 bucks. And I didn't realize that that figure was like old or out of print or whatever, hard to find. So I didn't pick it up, and I should have. So I figured I might as well add Michelangelo, because I have Last Ronin Donatello I got for 15 bucks from Best Buy. And I have Last Ronin Raphael that I got for 15 bucks from Best Buy. So now we got Michelangelo. Had to go a little bit mobile with you, because we got the Joker mobile from the Batman animated series by McFarlane for 6-inch figures. This thing's normally 60 bucks, 23 bucks. I'm gonna see how it looks with Dreadnoks from G.I. Joe, because I don't really have it. I'm not much into DC for the most part. Still at Target, we got number 139 in the classified series. Chip Raptor Ledger. Chip Raptor Talon and General Ledger. I picked up a couple of these. 14 bucks a piece, right? I think he might have been on clearance a little bit cheaper at some other point. I thought that was a good price, and I used one of those in part of that trade today to get the Mega Man figures at That's Entertainment. All right, carrying on with this episode of Trolls Treasures, episode 8. As I mentioned, you might have seen my short, but a couple of weeks back I was on a hunt in Ware, Massachusetts. Found a bunch of the new WWE figures. I was so stoked because I found all of Wave 6 of Monday Night Wars. But we saw this last Ronin Leonardo, and I'm a rookie still, so I didn't realize that he came out in 2022. And I had found Donatello and Raphael and Michelangelo on clearance, so I left him. And I just took an off chance this morning, took a little 40-minute ride, and said, I'm going to go see if they still have him, because there's only one. And they did. So last Ronin Leonardo, welcome home. So since I was out that way, I decided to swing back by Kevin's Barnyard Flea Market. I went there last weekend, and we got Cat Luigi. I haven't seen this figure in the stores. I don't know when it's from. The package is destroyed. And yeah, it was 10 bucks. 2023. But I just thought he looked pretty cool. We have Tanuki Mario. We have Cat Mario from the Mario movie, but now we got Cat Luigi from Kevin's Barnyard Flea Market. I also picked up another copy of Legends Mean Mark Callis that we got from that flea market last weekend for 7 bucks, so I could take it out of the pack, because I'm doing a Legends wall-in box, so the one from last weekend's in the box. So then we decided to go back to the Legends video games and more, which shares a parking lot with Kevin's Barnyard Flea Market, and we found this Nano Figs, Nano Rides by Jada Toys, Duke and the Vamp for 10 bucks. You know I'm all over G.I. Joe, so we added that. Also at Kevin's Legends Video Games and More in Granby, Mass. Samuel L. Jackson in action figure form from Jurassic World or Jurassic Park, whatever it is, as John Raymond Arnold in by Mattel 6 or 7 inch scale. We're going to use him in the command outpost from last week's video that we're making for G.I. Joe. Remember I said I was going to put somebody at the desk? Well, hell, he comes with a computer. So he's going to be our G.I. Joe scientist. And we're going to put dial tone posing outside the command post with his communications gear. And then I was doing these crossovers because I found Leo as a creature from the Black Lagoon for 15 on clearance at a Best Buy. We got whoever is the Wolfman on the clearance at a Walmart. We got April O'Neil's The Bride of Frankenstein clearance at a Walmart. So now we got Splinter as Van Helsing from Legends Video Games and More. So we're working on our crossover Ninja Turtles Universal Monsters. So I was stoked. This one sold out on Big Bad Toy Store, so to find it in the wild and less than retail price, I was excited. And since Yankee Flea Market's on the way home, I figured I'd stop in there, but it was a madhouse today, so I didn't stay long. I just stopped by the couple of booths I know that have wrestling figures, and I found this, I think it's Series 136, Cody Rhodes, basic, for 5 bucks. So we added him to the collection. All right, carrying on this week, episode 8, Trolls Treasures. Looked like Valaverse has done some price reductions on some certain figures, so we found Desert Steel Brigade, which is Series 4, number 4, Normally 30 bucks, but he's 20 bucks on Walmart.com. Also on the Valaverse website, but at Walmart, if you more than 35 bucks, you get free shipping. So that's where we got him from. So we got Desert Steel Brigade. And our second figure at that $19.99 price point was Desert Condor, which is Series 4, number 1 from Valaverse Action Force. And I really like these Action Force figures, so we had a $5 credit for doing a review on Walmart.com. So I just went ahead and ordered Sidewinder from Walmart.com, so it knocked $5 off of his normal price tag. So this is Action Force Series 5, number 4. We didn't have him. And I went crazy during Circle Week last week at Target, and I showed you the Mr. Beast figure that I'd found at the flea market that matched my other two by Moose Toys. And I'm pretty sure the one I bought was the Panther. So we picked up the Tiger from Mr. Beast for like $8 on Target.com. So yeah, I think I was right. This is the one I picked up at the flea market, which I think is the Tiger. I mean, the Panther. And this is the Tiger. And like I said, the reason I got... Oh, shambles. Damn it. The reason I picked up the Mr. Beast Panther at the flea market is because of these other two guys that I'd found at Savers a while back for $5 each. Like an alligator and a shark. And then now I got the Tiger, because like I said, they all match well. And I think it's because these guys got to be made by the same company, Moose Toys. Anyways, I just find them cool looking and different. All right, coming in from Five Below. In Auburn, Massachusetts. We'd found the Back to the Future nano rides at the Five Below in Sturbridge, and we got the Turtles one. So we got the Turtle Blimp, the Party Van, and the Technodrome. So I figured I had to pick it up. And also from Five Below, we had got the Teeny Weenies barbecue grill set that we thought we could use at 6-inch figures, and now we got the cinema stand, which comes with a popcorn machine and some candies, some popcorn buckets, sodas. I thought this would scale well with the 6-inch figures, like classified. So Five Below coming in hot. And Savers, Worcester, Massachusetts. If you've been watching, you know I'm apparently in the Fisher-Price Rescue Heroes game now. And $5.50. I mean, it might be a little bit steep, but he comes with his accoutrements. So, or at least part of it. He's got the pack. So we got this, I'm assuming he's a medic. That's what it looks like to me. So we got the medic from the Savers in Worcester, Fisher-Price Rescue Heroes. Also coming in from the Savers in Worcester, somebody turned in a bunch of Rescue Heroes this week. So we got the fireman and with the axe action, $5.50. So we got the medic and the firefighter. Also from Savers in Worcester, we got this Rescue Hero. I don't know, he comes with like a climbing axe, looks like maybe, and a concrete saw. And then he's high tech. I mean, I don't know. We got to try the batteries or something on him. But he comes with this removable card, which I'm guessing has some type of effects if we can get it to work. And he was $4.50 from Savers in Worcester. I don't know why these two were $5.50 and he was $4.50, but oh well. And then we got this package, which has a Rescue Hero and then a firefighter of some sort for $6.50 at Savers in Worcester. So we'll get them out of the pack. So I'm not sure what this guy is. I assume this is supposed to be a stethoscope or some type of listening device. He doesn't come with his backpack, but he was part of that 2-pack, right? And he came with this additional firefighter figure, which I'm not sure what line it's from. Now, I'll have to Google lens this firefighter, but I was thinking it might scale well with a 6-inch, but I think it might be more of like a 5-inch figure. Let's see. No, it's pretty decent. And finally, from Savers today, we got this random vehicle pickup PJ Masks. It looks like it's for little tiny figures on the website. And I mean, obviously, the seats are tiny. We'll probably take those out. Got little pegs for the little figures. Once again, I just thought it'd be a nice backdrop. We'll get this logo off. I like the way that it looks from the front, sort of. And then I was thinking immediately, like I said, my mind works in mysterious ways. I was thinking, Ruckus from Road Pig and Potbelly from Naugahyde, and pose Road Pig and Naugahyde in front of this with the animals in the back. So that was sort of my fault. So this little firefighter is from a company I am not familiar with, but it's Beverly Hills Doll Collection. Looks like she was part of like a 3-pack. They come with like a doctor, and I think maybe it was a nurse, but obviously we can use her as a generic firefighter, and that's why we picked it up to go along with the Rescue Heroes. And plus she was in the pack with the Rescue Hero. And I think Mr. Beast got the better of me, because this one does not have the light up chest with the sounds. It's got the spot where it would be, but it's just filled in, and the button to turn it on is actually a dummy. So yeah, I am not the happiest about that, but hey, $8, still a cool looking fig, but yeah.